China's first J-20 returns to the spotlight, not for combat missions but for an entirely new role that could shape the future of its air force. From a secretive flight test platform to a stealth fighter classroom, China's first J-20 begins a remarkable new chapter in its military journey. Beijing's latest move reveals a hidden strategic weapon, as China races ahead in preparing the next generation of stealth fighter expertise. What exactly is Xi Jinping preparing for, as China goes all out to train future J-20 crews amid rising tensions over Taiwan? China has assigned its J-20 stealth fighter jet a new mission after years of development, testing and evaluation for future battlefield operations. The advanced stealth aircraft has now been transferred to an Air Force engineering school, where it will help train specialized ground support crews. The aircraft, carrying serial number 2004, was once a key part of China's original J-20 development and testing program. Reports suggest the 2004 airframe played a crucial role in testing the J-20's unique side weapons bay designed to carry PL-10 air-to-air missiles. The prototype was also reportedly used to evaluate an early version of the fighter's radar system during the aircraft's initial development phase. The early J-20 prototype looked significantly different from the modern operational stealth fighters currently flying with China's Air Force. China moved the J-20 from its first flight stage to operational deployment in just 6 years, highlighting the speed of its fighter program. This rapid timeline contrasts with the United States, where platforms like the F-22 and F-35 took far longer periods to achieve full operational capability. The latest J-20A variant now features China's advanced WS-15 engine, along with continuous upgrades to avionics and combat systems. Beijing is now using the retired prototype to train the next generation of stealth fighter maintenance specialists and technical crews. The decision highlights China's expanding fifth-generation fighter fleet and its growing requirement for highly skilled support personnel. Why the move matters. Modern stealth fighters depend not only on pilots, but also on highly trained ground crews to maintain combat readiness. Fifth-generation aircraft require specialized maintenance skills to protect advanced stealth coatings and sensitive systems. Efficient ground support allows aircraft to return to missions faster and improves overall operational tempo. A larger pool of trained technicians keeps more fighter jets ready for potential combat operations. The strategy supports Beijing's broader ambition of rapidly expanding and sustaining its J-20 stealth fighter fleet. Reports suggest China is producing nearly 120 J-20 stealth fighters every year, creating a growing demand for skilled maintenance crews. The United States Air Force, in comparison, is currently procuring only around 24 to 40 F-35 fighter jets annually, according to reports. China's sixth-generation fighter program is surging ahead, with reports now confirming that a fifth prototype has already entered flight tests, signaling just how fast Beijing is moving. On July 23, new footage surfaced showing China flight testing what analysts say is the fifth prototype of its very heavy, ultra-long-range sixth-generation combat aircraft. Questions quickly grew over whether footage from an earlier sighting may have shown this same new aircraft, hinting that more prototypes could be flying than publicly acknowledged. The observed jet appeared somewhat different in shape and proportions, but poor image quality has clouded the full view and left analysts debating exactly what China has in the air. Chengdu currently builds the J-20, China's premier fifth-generation stealth fighter, which has quietly become the backbone of the country's high-end air combat fleet. The PLA Air Force is estimated to be acquiring between 100 and 120 new J-20s every year, a production tempo that far outpaces most Western fighter programs. As a result, around 500 J-20 fighters are now believed to be serving with China's Air Force, giving Beijing one of the largest stealth fleets anywhere in the world. Two distinct sixth-generation types are expected to eventually succeed the entire J-20 fleet, splitting China's future air dominance role between different mission sets. Chengdu is reportedly developing an ultra-long-range, ultra-heavy combat aircraft for China, designed to project air power far beyond the country's immediate neighborhood. Meanwhile, Shenyang is building a lighter, but still very heavy fighter type that appears closer to J-20 dimensions, potentially giving the PLA more flexibility in how it fields sixth-gen jets. The first Chengdu sixth-generation prototype reportedly flew on December 26, 2024, marking the start of a test campaign that has progressed at remarkable speed. Within just months, at least 5 separate prototypes have already entered flight testing, suggesting a level of industrial and engineering focus rarely seen in modern fighter programs. Early service entry for these jets was once thought likely only in the early 2030s, in line with typical development timelines for such complex aircraft. Some analysts now estimate that operational deployment could happen as early as 2029 to 2030, shaving years off the original expectations if testing continues at this pace. This rapid prototype progress strongly suggests the program enjoys clear funding priority in Beijing, placing it at the very top of China's air power modernization agenda. An earlier deployment of China's sixth-generation fighters could significantly shift the military balance of power in East Asia, forcing neighbors and the US to rethink their own roadmaps. This new fighter program feeds directly into China's broader modernization of its aerial warfare capabilities, tying sensor, missile, and support networks into a single forward-leaning ecosystem. China's military and Coast Guard conducted large-scale joint air and naval combat drills on August 1st as part of coordinated operational exercises in the region. The People's Liberation Army's Southern Theater Command carried out the exercise in the waters and airspace surrounding Huangyangdao, also known as Scarborough Shoal. The PLA said the military exercise was launched in response to what it described as the current security situation in the South China Sea. Chinese military officials stated that the operation was a necessary measure taken under the present regional security conditions to safeguard national interests. Joint naval and air force units trained together during the exercise to strengthen real combat coordination and improve operational effectiveness in potential conflict scenarios. The PLA's Southern Theater Command vowed to maintain a high level of combat readiness and continue regular military operations across the region. The latest military exercise comes as tensions remain high over disputed territorial claims and competing maritime interests in the South China Sea. As tensions with the Philippines continue to rise, Beijing also stepped up combat patrols near the disputed Scarborough Shoal in the South China Sea. China has stepped up combat patrols around Scarborough Shoal, as tensions with Manila escalate over who controls this highly contested patch of sea. Chinese forces say they activated full combat readiness on July 30th after spotting a Philippine aircraft near the shoal during their latest patrols. The PLA reported that the aircraft was detected while its units were carrying out readiness patrols around the contested Scarborough Shoal area. Scarborough Shoal remains claimed by both China and the Philippines, making every patrol and overflight a new flashpoint in the wider South China Sea dispute. China's Southern Theater Command deployed both naval vessels and air units around the disputed reef, signaling a joint air-sea posture rather than a simple patrol. During the latest mission, China deployed its new Type 054B frigate Qinju, using the modern warship as the centerpiece of the patrol force around the shoal. The PLA also used the JL-10 jet during a readiness patrol here for the first time, marking the aircraft's debut in frontline air-sea operations over Scarborough Shoal. The JL-10 is an advanced trainer aircraft, but it also carries a secondary combat role, allowing it to switch quickly from instruction to operational missions. It can perform both patrol and ground attack missions, giving commanders a flexible platform that can surveil, warn, and strike if required. Analysts say it is better suited for dealing with slower surveillance or government aircraft, which often cruise well below typical fighter speeds. The jet's strong low-speed handling makes it ideal for interception duties, letting it escort or push back propeller-driven planes without overshooting them. As a trainer, the JL-10 can operate from a wider range of airfields, helping China project air control from more bases across distant maritime areas. Overall, the aircraft is being used to strengthen China's distant maritime patrols, tightening air management and control over far-flung sea zones. At the same time, the Chinese Coast Guard carried out law enforcement patrols around the shoal, reinforcing the military presence with police-style actions at sea. China said multiple Philippine vessels were spotted, warned, and ordered to leave, with Coast Guard ships using loudspeakers and maneuvers to push them out. This latest confrontation comes on the heels of massive drills held by the US and its Asian allies, turning the shoal into a stage for competing power shows.